And plenty of moments for me as a mom where I've had to tell my kids, hey, I'm feeling really overwhelmed right now. I'm feeling a little frustrated. I don't want to snap at you. So I'm going to go take a few minutes and then I'm going to come back and we'll figure out this situation, right? When you are feeling triggered, it is absolutely okay for you to go take a micro break. In fact, this is one of the strategies that Dr. Emma and I talk about in the Calm Mom Playbook in the tricky moments. Sometime in the future, you might not have to leave the room to regulate yourself, right? You might be able to do it in 30 seconds, do it in 1 minute, right in that space. But if you did not learn how to regulate your emotions as a child, if you are now a mom in the thick of motherhood, trying to figure out how do I regulate my emotions while teaching my tiny children how to regulate their emotions, it is okay if you take a break. People often confuse this with timeout because both involve separating from your child, but there is a huge difference. When you take a micro break, you're letting your kid know, even if they're 1, even if they're 2 and they don't speak yet, let your child know what's going on. Give them those words of like, hey, I know we're all having a hard time. I'm going to step over here to calm myself down and then I'll come back and we can figure it out together, right? You're giving them those words. You're not leaving them by themselves until they calm down. You're leaving them for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then you're coming back into that connection so you can co-regulate with them. That is not harmful. And in fact, that can be so helpful to give you the space so that you can come back into the situation in a way that's actually going to be effective as a parent. And I know that you can get to a place where you don't necessarily need to take a micro break to regulate yourself, but that takes practice. That takes you understanding how to actually regulate your emotions as a parent, which is what we teach in the Calm Mom Playbook. Because the more you do it, the more practice you get, the more resilient your nervous system becomes, the less triggered you are in those moments. It's the same way if you wanted to run a marathon, you would train, you would practice, you would go on 1 mile, 5 mile, 10-mile runs every week to build up that muscle strength. You do that with your nervous system and regulating your emotions too. Point where in that tricky moment, it takes you 10 seconds or 20 seconds to kind of calm yourself down, handle your big feelings, regulate those emotions through, and then be able to help your small child. Only way you're going to get there is if you actually understand how to regulate your nervous system and how to manage your big feelings as a mom so that you can move through them without yelling, snapping, or blowing up at your kids.